Welcome to Collections of Cinema.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the special Halloween episode of Collections of Cinema, or Short Cock.
I was waiting for how long it would take you to realize that our, what is it, an anagram is cock. I've been waiting for it.
I actually knew it from the first day, but I wanted to mention it, but I always forgot it. And today I didn't.
I really like your hair, by the way.
Oh yeah, for those who are not watching on YouTube or Spotify, are just listening, we have a little makeup on. Not makeup, we got a little hair job done.
Hair job.
So we I mean mine is a hair job.
I would just say we have new hairstyles.
Yeah, we got a hair job done. So everybody, today is Halloween.
Sorry. That's why
What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram and the video just started playing. And
today is Halloween. Okay, and today
He's so horny. We don't need a switchboard. We're our own switchboard.
Waiting on this wig, but
wig.
Oh, I mean hair job. I will keep it on for the sake of the joke, but damn, the thing is hot. I'm sweating on it. Okay, everybody. So we, again, if you're not following us on Instagram,
it's really hard to take you seriously staring at you across the table like this.
If you are not following us on Instagram or on our other socials like Threads,
are you okay?
Are you actually okay? No, but you actually should, because we are asking followers, fans, listeners, once in a while things. And yesterday we did like a little, hey, what episode should we do, or what movie should we watch for the Halloween episode? And the majority of people voted for REC, short for record, and it's a Spanish horror masterpiece.
The way that we chose the 4 for the poll too was also, we just looked through the list of horror movies and I literally picked 4 random ones that I also felt were not besides Halloween, were not super cliche Halloween movies to watch. Mm-hmm. And so I just picked 4, and then you guys picked REC.
So REC came out in 2007. Is a Spanish found footage horror film. I'm not going to name the directors, 2 of them, because Paco Plaza, but the other one I can't pronounce and I don't want to offend or do anything wrong here. So 2 directors, and the film stars Manuela Velasco as a reporter for a TV station. Mm-hmm. And let's quickly just spill out the plot.
So essentially they are just wanting to follow a day in the life of a firefighter. And, they were hoping to see some action, be able to see things fast paced. And they definitely got that. So they got a call. They went to an apartment building or something, building.
Yep.
Or I would say almost a condo, because it doesn't seem like that many people live there. So
it's not an apartment building.
Yeah, but a condo is also apartments, but it's usually a smaller number of apartments.
Okay.
And I guess there's 10 families living there or something, if that.
A little more, I think, per level. They're 3.
Okay.
I think it's 5 levels, so it's a pretty tall building. Yeah.
Yeah, and so they show up and not really knowing what to expect, and then things start happening.
Ramping up
people
pretty fast.
Start dying, and people start biting each other.
Right. So it's essentially a zombie movie, or in the zombie genre. Infection. Yeah. Now the discussion between what is a zombie, what is infected, or a not a zombie, but a rage virus or whatever. We could do that now, but we won't. But in the second part, it gets explained a little better what it is. So we won't.
They explained it in the first one.
Not really. They gave hints. They give hints. I mean,
they
sure, they
said
showed
it was from a dog.
No, but that's not true. That is not true.
But that's what they said.
That's
in
what
the
they said.
movie.
But in the second one, they explained the
Okay.
whole thing
Well,
a little
okay.
better.
For the sake of this movie,
Yeah.
they said that it was.
Also, that's not true because you missed that the thing in the attic. That's the main thing. That's where it came from.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is what the people were told in the movie.
Yeah, but at the end they realized that that's not what it was.
Yeah, I'm aware, but they were told in the movie. There's only 2 people that saw what it really was at the end. Everybody was told before shit was getting really bad. They were told that it was some dog thing, that it got at, I don't know, the vet, or it got bit by another dog or whatever it was. And that dog happened to live in the building
with a family
there.
Right.
Yeah.
The movie again is a found footage movie. So if you don't know what it is, so it's basically you are part, or the cameraman is part of the movie, of the universe of the film's world, and everything is basically out of their perspective. Like Blair Witch Project, for example, Cloverfield, tons of others. And this one is basically essentially the cameraman and the reporter.
Mm-hmm.
And she at first obviously follows them around, and they go into this one apartment where this one lady just stands half naked, basically in her nightgown, super bloody soaked. Excuse me. And yeah, the police chief, or the main police officer, gets bitten, and that's when it starts to, like, shit hits the fan, essentially. Yeah. So if you've not seen the movie, it's a very intense movie. If I've seen it multiple times now, and I have to say, yesterday I wasn't scared at all. I really liked the movie. There are some things that I don't like about it, but we'll get into that later. But
I think it's hard to say that it's. I mean, you weren't scared at all, but that doesn't mean it's not scary.
No, it is scary. It is scary, but it will scare.
If you've seen it so many times, then sure, you're not going to be scared by things anymore. But I remember seeing it the first time, and it was super scary. I was really terrified by that film.
Me too.
So I think if you haven't seen it, or if you're like a horror newbie, it's definitely a scary film.
Yeah, I mean it's supposed to be, or it was named one of the best horror films, or found footage movies in the last years, and it's a great movie. It spawned 3 other movies: Rec 2, then Rec 3 Genesis, and then Rec 4 Apocalypse. And also in the United States, a direct remake, Quarantine, and Quarantine 2 which was not a direct remake, but a spin-off sequel of Quarantine. I've seen bits and parts of Quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
I did not like it. I hated it.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember. I've seen it, but I don't remember much.
I watched Quarantine 2 because that was supposed to be better, and I agreed that was supposed to be better. That was just set on a plane, which I really liked, the claustrophobic atmosphere of a plane and zombies and stuff. That I really liked that one. Quickly to Rec 2. Rec 2 is a direct sequel to Rec 1, and basically is set in the same time frame of Rec 1, but from a different perspective, which gives more insights and partly overlaps with the narrative or the story of the first part. And yeah, it's I think it's a cool movie. Rec 3 Genesis is I would say spin-off, because it's set at a wedding also in Spain, but it starts as a found footage, but then transitions into a real movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like that. And also it's Genesis is more funny. Like, there is more fun to the whole thing. There's more humor to the whole series, which I like, because they said, hey, okay, if we do another one, we need to do something different. We just did twice the same thing, essentially. We told the story, but we need to do something different. That's what they did with Rec 3, and I really like that. Rec 4 is set on a ship. Again, the actress of the first 2 movies, or the reporters in it. Yeah, it's not great. It's not bad, but it's also not great. It's very unfortunate that they even made it. But yeah, money.
Yeah. I mean, I really like this movie. I think it's a really fun...
Yeah, let's go into the likes and dislikes.
I mean, let's just, for lack of a better word, say zombie movie. It's not really zombie movie, but I really like it. But there were some things that bothered me this time around watching it.
Yep.
Like the main actor, she's super annoying.
Yeah.
Like super annoying the whole time. She's screaming the entire movie,
Yeah.
yelling around, being super loud, and constantly Pablo. Like the whole time. She's super annoying. Like I had a really hard time like caring about her character because she really annoyed me. And a lot in general, a lot of people, they were just very loud in situations where it's like, maybe don't be loud.
Yep. That's true. The whole time they know that those monsters are drawn obviously towards noise, and they are just screaming around. There's no character who's like, oh, maybe we should be a little quiet.
Yeah. I mean, Pablo says it multiple times, but he himself is loud.
Yeah.
Like at the end,
all of them.
Spoilers, at the end when they're in the, kitchen and the thing can't see them, but they see the thing because they have like the night vision on, and they're right behind it, like right there. And he's whispering, but he's whispering super like, come on, go, walk this way.
That doesn't bother me because in the film world he's whispering, so they did it for the sake of he's whispering. But
but they could have had the same effect with you not understanding what he's saying and just having subtitles under, and I think that would have been
what I like about
choice.
the movie. It's very claustrophobic. So the movie was filmed in the real apartment building, and the stair. So it's basically the entryway, and then there's this massive staircase. But it's very narrow in the end. And there are some few shots where you look down and they're like the zombies look up, like blood on their faces and shit. And it's very, it's very adrenaline rushy, and you feel the stakes at any time. And
there's one scene where, like towards the end, where there's three of them going up the stairs.
Manu, the firefighter.
Yeah. And the woman who's turned is like handcuffed to the banister, and they have to like get past her to go up the stairs. And when he's going up the stairs, she reaches over the banister and she's like able to grab him. And I found myself like leaning to the side, with the character, because you feel it.
Great job.
You feel like, oh my God, you need to like move or do something. Yeah.
No, that's true. And I think also Rec kind of defined the low budget horror in that sense, because I mean the movie costed $2 million and made 32 million, and you can basically say, okay, with the budget of $2 million, there's not much of a marketing, so they made a lot of money with the movie. And what I also really like, the movie's short. The movie doesn't fuck around, but there's the one thing that I still don't like, and I didn't like when it came out, and I still don't like it. So the movie starts, they explain the characters a little bit, they hang out with the firefighters, then they go to the house, and then shit hits the fan for the first time. Then they get like this little like in the entrance area, there's in the back, there's like this sewer, no, not sewer, it's a Stofffabrik, what was it, like a fabric something.
I just had the word in my head, and
like a fabric, not a store, but like
a tailor.
Yeah, a tailor, yeah. And so they hang out there for a while with two of the bitten ones, and what the cameraman and the reporter do is they interview the people a little bit to ask them like what they know, who they are, why they live here, and stuff like that, which is kind of cool because it gives a little insight. But it takes you completely up. Like it ramps up and then it goes down, which is fine. You need to do that a little bit. You need to have a little relief after it goes up again, obviously, especially because the movie just goes. But to me, the pacing is off during the part because it's so long. It's like, I think it's a 10-minute piece where it's just nothing happens.
See, but this is where I disagree with you, because I liked how that felt in the movie, simply because it made it feel, a lot of times the found footage films, they don't feel very realistic because they feel very like the pacing is off because it's too like go the whole time. And especially in their case, they're reporters, they're trying to get a story.
Yeah.
And so for me, it made a lot of sense for the characters, and I like that they actually used the time and that they actually were like, let's interview these people as if they would be interviewing these people and show all of it, because that also for me made it feel very real. It made it feel very like and people are still unsure of what's going on, and so they're trying to get the story, they're trying to figure it out, and what better way than to talk to the people. And at that point it's like, we can't do anything anyways, we have to sit and wait around to see what the next steps are, so we might as well, I like that. Actually,
I agree with that. What then still doesn't really add up, I mean, they explain it like they turn in different times because of blood type related, but most of the zombies outside of that room and in the action turn almost immediately. Which then again, okay, they lay there for 10-15 minutes while the interview, probably time frame is a little bigger because they cut multiple times. So it's just, I don't know, it feels a little off. It feels to me like, okay, they had this really tight idea, but they needed a little more time, or as I said, the pause, the relief a little bit before it goes up again, because you can't just keep it up like that, because that's exhausting for viewers. And at some point it's just not scary anymore, so you want to give a little pause. But yeah, that's like that's critic on very high level, so it's still a great virus infection zombie movie, and I would totally highly recommend you seeing it if you can withstand movies like that, because they're stressful. It's a very stressful movie. It's a lot of shaky cam, which in that time it was very used in a lot of movies. A lot
of horror movies were shaky cam.
Yeah, it's not as bad as Cloverfield, for example, but there are some scenes that are very shaky, and some people can't really deal with that. Do you have any trivias? I do have some trivias.
So no, I saved that for Trivia Tuesday.
That's okay.
Follow us on Instagram.
Okay. Now then, I mean, I already said that the film was shot in a real apartment building and spawned multiple sequels. It's a fun movie.
It's very fun.
I would totally recommend checking it out. Also part 2, part 3, and part 4. Yeah, if you really are into that type of genre, then sure.
And I also want to say, for those of you who voted on our, first of all, thank you for those who voted for the movie. But also, there is one movie that didn't get picked at all in the 4. Called, in English it's called Good Night Mommy. In German it's Ich sehe, which it's actually an Austrian film. But it was released in the US, but I think not in I think it was in independent cinemas, because that's where I saw it. But it's a phenomenal movie. I think it's really, really, I think 2014, really good movie. So for those of you who voted and have no idea what Goodnight Mommy was, definitely check it out. Highly recommend to watch it in the original language without dubbing and just have subtitles on. But it's great. It's psychological thriller horror. It's creepy. It's super well done, and there's a great twist. So definitely check that out if you don't know it.
Let's go to movie of the week.
Movie of the week.
Okay. We didn't watch that many movies, but we watched Traffic, The Producers, the 1967 version, The Ring, the remake from 2002, and The Exorcist 3 from 1990. What would your pick be?
Producers.
See, I would choose Traffic.
Oh, I thought you were going to choose Exorcist.
I really liked Exorcist.
I liked all of the movies we watched.
Traffic is, in my opinion, the best one. Simply because it's still a very important issue, and it's so well done. And the cast, in every scene, there's this phenomenal actor, and just, I don't know, I really like it. But The Producers is amazing too. First time viewing it, and I've seen the remake, but the original is really funny, and it's just such a fun premise. And I mean,
first of all, you can't. Gene Wilder to me is top comedy. Yeah. He's so funny, and he's so good at what he does. But Zero, what is his name? Zero, I don't know his last name. Who plays Bialystok is also so fucking funny. Yeah. They both play the roles so well. And if you know the remake with Nathan Lane and Matthew Broderick, you see how much they were inspired by the acting of Gene Wilder in Zero, because it really shows. There are a couple scenes where I'm like, wow, that was almost 1-to-1 how they did it. So it's a clear inspiration. And I also like that the remake is still made by Mel Brooks, so
Yeah.
it's not like someone else redid it. So it's still him and his vision, but he expanded on it for the remake, and so it's hard.
changed a few things,
It's
yeah.
hard for me to pick which one I like better. But it was phenomenal. I thought it was very funny,
Yeah,
and
it's
I
a fun
like
movie.
that I didn't know everything that was going to happen because I've seen the remake so many times.
Yeah, then
but
let's do the producers.
but they still did like they changed a lot for the second one for like
changed some things,
how things happen and why it gets to be where it is, and
Yeah.
I liked that a lot.
Yeah.
About I like that he changed it because it kind of also makes the viewing of the original one special.
You can basically watch both and get something out of it, especially also because the ensemble of actors are amazing in both
Mhm.
parts. Like in every role, there's a person you know from something else, and it's a great
Well,
movie.
and I also like, if you're not super into musicals,
I mean, it's not really musical,
but
right?
that's what I'm saying. If you're not super into musicals, watch the original one versus the remake, because the remake is a musical. Then the
Right.
remake, there's tons and tons and tons of songs.
They sing
It's
a
like
lot.
in every scene, every other scene, they're singing,
But in
which
the
I
original,
love.
there's basically only the musical
During
part.
the play, yeah.
They sing a little bit, but that's it. Yeah, and I think that's why I enjoyed it a little more.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the reason. Yeah, that's it, everybody.
That's it. You don't have anything else to say about the producers?
No, I don't. You basically said already everything. It's a great movie, and I think it's very topical still and important to watch, and just hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it, everybody. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
If you have not if you watch this or if you listen to that after Halloween, then happy Hanukkah. No, I don't know. Thanksgiving or whatever you celebrate, or just Christmas or whatever. We are back in a couple of days, and if you want to support us, head over to our Patreon, where Joe is currently still our only Patreon member. It's so sad. We need more Patreon members.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe. And to our Instagram and Threads, where we, post things, let you choose things, ask for new movies, and yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Bye.
Goodbye.